All right, the last part of the show, guys. Hashtag draft. Get your questions in the comments. Anything you want on the NFL draft, we will cover it here for you. Went through our mock draft earlier, talking about the draft because this season is not going so great so far. Beginning with Saeed here. What do you think of Kristian Fulton, Grant Delpit, Julian Okwara in the first round? What if I told you you have them ranked in the proper order, not just in talent, probably of need? I like Fulton a lot. I think he'd be a day one starter at cornerback. I loved Grant Delpit at the beginning of the year. He's missed a lot of tackles. That's a red flag for me. I like Okwara, but I think you can find a safety or a cornerback instead. And I think it's a little bit more likely you at least have an option at defensive end so you don't have to spend a first-round pick on the position. You're going to need a corner, need a safety. I'd go one of those two. Santos Ramirez, who might not be aware of this, I went to Miami of Ohio, by the way. So I know Sam Sloman. I am in on that. If you follow me on Twitter, you also know I'm in on that. You're right, UDFA. Don't draft a kicker. My policy is simple. You can find UDFA kickers who are just as good as everybody else. They don't cost you draft picks. If you want to go round 7, sure. That doesn't even really count. Don't spend a high pick on a kicker. Also, don't pay him either. All right, why for Steve? LSU safety, Grant Delpit, or the Auburn defensive tackle if the Cowboys had the choice between the two. Not even close. It is without a doubt Derrick Brown. That is the Auburn defensive tackle. He's awesome. That is a disruptive guy who can be your one technique. The Cowboys hate one techs who can't pressure the pocket. That's not Derrick Brown. He can get back there. I think you get him if you can. Spend the first round pick. Problem is, probably not going to be on the board for you if you're not drafting in that top 10 range. All right, Chef Boyard Jr., what are the chances we offer the Pats a high draft pick for Danny Shelton? Well, before I verify here, because I want to make sure that I'm right in what I'm thinking. A, the answer is 0. It's not going to happen for 2 reasons. Number 1, he ain't worth the high draft pick. He's making less than $1 million this year. He's a nice one tech. You're not going to spend a high pick on Danny Shelton. Also, he's a free agent. So go sign him. You're not going to trade for him. David Smith, Isaiah Simmons, linebacker from Clemson, as the LVE replacement. I love Isaiah Simmons. I think he is a fantastic player. I love what he brings as a hybrid safety, as a hybrid linebacker. I'm going to play him at the linebacker spot. That's where I've got him slotted in at. The issues are twofold. One, you have to know for a fact that Leighton Vander Esch is not going to ever come back to you. You have to rule him out for good. If that happens, then I would consider it. But you've also got to be inside the top 10, inside the top 15. That's a bit of an issue because I am not convinced you're going to be drafting quite that early. All right, Bijan Mansouri, my man, who proposed to his now fiance a little bit ago. Now she's pregnant. Well, congrats, Bijan. That's awesome. I assume you're excited about this. So everyone type in congrats in the comments. That's very cool, my friend. You're going to name your son Tom, right? Yeah. Oh, that's right. Thank you, producer Brett. Name your son Tom Rex Mansouri. Then you just call him T-Rex. And that's the most awesome nickname ever. I am a firm believer, if you name your son something awesome, that he will have success in life. It's my name theory. Name your kid T-Rex, he's going to be great. Now, he can't play receiver, but any other position on the football field, he's going to be good at it. Now, today's show is brought to you by BetDSI. I am told that kids are expensive. I do not have any. So if you need some extra money, go bet. You'll win. Trust me, guys. It's a lot easier than you might think. Chatsports.com/bet. Use that promo code Cowboys120 for a 120% deposit bonus. You put down $50, Going to give you 60 for free. Kilgore, who do you think we are getting this year? I don't know. I can give you some positions to watch out for. Defensive tackle, safety, cornerback. I think that's the area that you look, assuming Vander Esch is okay long-term, assuming Dak Prescott is re-signed or at least franchise tagged, and Amari Cooper also has that exact same thing. So that's the route I would consider. Anthony and Marisa, the joint YouTube account, thank you. Would you #draft respect, by the way, using the hashtag as part of the question at the beginning? Next level thinking. Would you draft Tua if he falls in the first round? No. Because I am assuming they're going to pay Dak. At that point, what's the point? Either Dak's your guy or Dak's not. You got to make that decision now. If you want to franchise tag Dak and then draft Tua, Dak's to be like, what the hell are you doing? Thought I was your guy. And now your quarterback's upset and your team's tanked because he's going to want to trade or want out. And if he falls anyway, it means he's not healthy. I'm trying to win games right now. I'm not in the market of I'm going to take this quarterback and let him sit on my bench and depreciate in value. Draft picks are like cars. Second you take one, second you drive it off the lot, it's not as valuable anymore. The pick could be anything. Once you know what it is, it loses some value. So I don't think drafting Tua makes much sense for the Cowboys with where they're at right now. Manster54, if there is a player you would move up in the draft for, who is it, and what would you give up to do it? Oh, God, that's tough. I like Derrick Brown. I like Jeffrey Okudah. Those guys both fill needs. I don't know if you're going to be in position to get them. Those guys, I think, both go top 10. Okudah maybe top 5? It's possible, I think, at least as we sit right now in early December. I would offer my first and my third. And depending on where you're drafting, that determines, okay, do I get into the top 15? Top 12? Do I only move up a couple of spots? I'm not sure yet. It's kind of early, but Derrick Brown would probably be the number one dream target on my, not Chase Young big board, if that guys make sense. Now, if you guys want daily videos after the season ends on free agency, on draft stuff, everything, let us know. If you want that, subscribe. We'll do them. The other channels are going to stop. Oh, there's not that much going on. We got you guys covered. So if you want daily videos, even after the season ends, we got you covered here on the Cowboys Report. Winson says he subbed. I appreciate that. Everyone be like Winson. Subscribe. Tell your friends about it as well. Brokaw, if we take Fulton round 1, could we trade Cheeto in a second or third for another first rounder? No. Cheeto's got 1 year left, and the reality is he doesn't have that much value. So you're trading a mid-second to get into round 1. You're valuing him at a third rounder. I don't think you could do that on your own. So, no, I don't think you could trade Cheeto in a second to get back into round 1. Super chat from Mr. Stegosaurus. Thank you. I love dinosaurs, by the way. Why do I keep seeing people calling for Dak's replacement? Guys, just doesn't make sense. Why risk losing a really good quarterback for an unknown talent? I don't know. It's a great question, Mr. Stegosaurus. My theory is that Cowboys fans, and I'm generalizing, not most of you, just some of you, Cowboys fans always think it's greener on the other side. They always think somebody else will be different, which is what we did throughout the entirety of the Tony Romo era. We are doing the exact same thing again. Maybe not as extreme yet, or maybe it's a little bit more justified than it was in its prime. But, guys, quarterbacks are expensive. Good quarterbacks get paid. Once we accept the reality of the situation, it makes more sense. That's what it is. All right, Winson says draft Kerry Vincent to the Cowboys. That is the LSU kind of safety corner hybrid. He's only a junior. I don't know if he's going to turn pro, so I haven't really dove into him the same way I have Delpit or Fulton, and he's not as good as Derrick, the freshman corner. I am intrigued by that, I don't know where he goes yet, so if he turns pro, come back and check in with me. For now, I'm going to say pass because I don't know if he's going to, play. Joe NASCAR Gaming. I like it. Who do you think we should draft for the safety position? It's a great question. You can watch my mock draft if you missed it, Jose. It'll be on the channel in a couple of days on demand. Did a mock draft, found a safety. Other guys that I kind of like, I am curious where you put Ashton Davis, but I think he makes sense. I have some interest in both Utah teams. I like Brandon Jones from Texas at this point, and this is maybe the biggest change from like a couple of weeks ago, maybe a month ago. I am no longer pigeonholing myself into strong safety. If I can get a great free safety, I'll move Xavier Woods. He started the year hot, hasn't been the same guy. So at that point, I'm going to look for other options across the board, and I'll focus on moving Woods if I have to take that route because I got a better safety at the free safety position. Got a deal for you guys. Cowboys jerseys are on sale. Chatsports.com/Cowboys jersey. The link is right there. It's in the description. It's in the comments as well. Chatsports.com/Cowboys jersey. They got Cooper ones, Dak Prescott ones. They got pretty much everything on there. Chatsports.com/Cowboys jersey. And by the way, if you don't want a jersey, just head to chatsports.com/Cowboys. Some gear is up to 50% off. They got everything there that you need this holiday season. They've got hoodies. They've got t-shirts. They've got hats. They've got shoes. They've got everything. Chatsports.com/Cowboys. That's the link. All right, Miguel. Will the Cowboys trade their pick for Adams or OJ? Adams, I think they will be willing to offer it. OJ Howard, I don't think they'd move their first rounder. Maybe their second rounder, but not their first round pick. All right, Winson Shan, can we blame Chris Richard because he told Jerry to pick Tristan Hill over Thornhill? So this A offers some great insight into the Cowboys front office. As I've said before, Jerry doesn't make the decision by himself. In that draft room, Rod Marinelli, Chris Richard, Jason Garrett, Will McClay, Stephen Jones, Jerry, a bunch of scouts and other front office members. Chris Richard signed off on the pick because the Seattle system wants good defensive linemen too. I'm not going to blame Chris Richard. I believe what happened was that Richard had already kind of lost the vote to begin with, and he said, sure, I can live with that. By the way, I told you guys, should have been Thornhill the entire time. I don't know what the Cowboys are doing. All right, Saeed. So if all three of the guys are still on the board, take your pick of who you would take. Kristian Fulton, Trevon Diggs, Paulson Adebo. I would go Kristian Fulton. He's my number 2 corner. Okuda passed him earlier this year, at least for me. See how the final grades come in. Then I'm going to go Diggs. He's got some really nice size. Little worried about the top end speed. I wonder if that's going to be a guy who ends up running in the 4.5, and it's kind of like, oh, he's not as fast as we thought he was. That's interesting. And then Paulson Adebo, a little up and down this year. Probably the right range still for the Cowboys. If Richard's still here, I think he's going to like those last 2 guys. And if Paulson runs well, maybe he would even be preferred over Diggs for the Cowboys. Mr. Stegosaurus, what happens if Dallas misses on their first rounder, maybe a repeat of Taco? Team's kind of in trouble. You have to start paying guys. That's not a bad thing. It's just a complication. You got to spend big money on your players. You have to hit your picks right. If that doesn't happen, you're kind of in a situation where, God, we missed on another first-round pick. We missed on that cheap, controllable young talent. Every team needs that. If you're the Cowboys, you got to get this pick right. Don't care what position, you need to start drafting well. Otherwise, you'll end up being like the Falcons in recent years, where had your chance, had your run, talent well kind of dried up. Can't do that if you're the Cowboys. Hey Cowboys fans, thanks for watching the Cowboys Report. If you haven't already, click right here to subscribe to our channel for all the best Cowboys coverage on the internet. That's news, rumors, highlights, mailbags, film studies, and a whole lot more. And I'm making your lives a little bit easier as well with the next Cowboys Report video right here.